Okay, good morning, you guys. I have tried to take this video 900 times. I have pulled my bed head up into a ponytail and let it back down and thrown my glasses across the room. So, I really wanted to bring this to you. This morning I used the Good Tarot, which is one of my favorite decks, and in the book it has really nice little affirmations, so I'm going to share those on Instagram later. But this morning I was asking for cards that gave us words of encouragement and words of action. And the first card that came up was the Fool reversed, which was kind of a surprise to me, but then it wasn't. So the Fool is starting their journey, right? And they usually just have like a knapsack and they're just walking. They're not looking where they're going. They're just going. It's a leap of faith. It's trust. Right now we've been thrown into it. It came out reversed because we didn't necessarily choose this, right? It can seem frivolous to start a spiritual journey when you're dealing with the anxiety of survival. And it can seem a little unfair to be thrown into such a situation, which would make one not want to work with he, she, they, them God anyway, which is understandable. But he, she, they, them, however you call God, knows that we are going through this, knows that this is difficult, knows that we did not choose to walk into this. It just happened. You can still grow from this unchosen journey, and you are, and you're doing a phenomenal job. And that's why the other cards came out with that. So the first thing was, yes, they know, trust me. But also, it's not for nothing. The Fool reverse to me says that this is an introspective time. So you are encouraged to be introspective, to turn that Fool inward so that you can know yourself. And when you start walking in the world again, when you start taking that more material leap of faith in a different way, when you start over as the Fool in a different way, you'll know yourself and everything that you have in that knapsack, which is everything you need. You'll know it's there and where to find it and how to use it. The card, I have them all laid out over here. The card that came out after the Fool was the Star, and this is my favorite card ever. I'll say it every time I see it, and this one is beautiful. The Star is that card about wish fulfillment of our hopes, our dreams. It's inspiration. And this is that other encouragement card for us today. And that came with the Fool because we are being encouraged to really dig out what our dreams are, what our hopes are, and write them down. Start genuinely putting energy into them. Not in an escapist way, let's not, go off the deep end and stop worrying about the real world. But really spend some time with your imagination. Really spend some time with your fairy tales and fantasies and the things that you enjoy. If you love to make music, make more music. If you love to read cards, read more cards. Draw some, create your own deck. Do things that feed your creativity and that feed your frequency so that you can find a healthy way of expressing what's going on right now and expressing how you're feeling even if you don't have the words. But B, to bring more of what you want to you. When we're creating of ourselves, we bring more authenticity to ourselves. One of the best ways to get through this kind of heaviness is to express. And that can be really, really hard, and I don't say that lightly. Trust me, I have been through some ugly bullshit. I know that it is sometimes impossible to let out tears or anger or angst. On the other hand, sometimes it's impossible to also let out or let in joy and love. The Star is coming to remind us that the love is there, that the good things are there, that the creativity is there, and that everything that we're hoping for can still come true. I don't mean that in a fairy tale everything will get better immediately way, but in a I don't even know a good way to say it. Not that it's inevitable, but it's coming. The good is coming, and the good is here right now. So Spirit's encouraging us to really have faith in ourselves and to have faith in our creativity and our expression and allowing that to bolster us up. So as much as you can, whenever you can, dance, sing, draw, write, pray, cry. The things that allow you to empty yourself out in some way so that you can let more in. And that brings us to the action. And I have to tell you, this whole message all around shocked me because I was calling out to Cassiel, who is the ruling angel of Saturn, and he's known as the angel of solitude and tears. And of course, Saturn has to do with like limits and stuff like that. Limits and boundaries and money and stuff. But when I got this reading, I felt this overwhelming sense of love, which usually with Cassiel, he kind of looks at me sideways. So this overwhelming sense of love because human boundaries are being stretched. Human limits are being stretched. Human mentality is being expanded. We have been led to believe for so long that the society that we have is the only kind of society that we can have. But we're seeing that that's not true. And as these structures change, we need to remember that we are in control. We do have a say in how they're rearranged. So the angel of Saturn came to remind us of that. The final main card, not the final card, there's one left. But number 6, love. The word that comes with this card is oneness. When we remember that we are love, that we are connected by love and through love, that everyone else here is love, and that so is God, so is the universe. I don't care if you call it cosmic goo. A grain of sand is love. It is creation. It is consciousness made manifest, just like the rest of us. We're all connected. When you remember that we're all connected, when you remember that we are all love, we are all held together somehow by the same connecting thread or string, you will remember that you are not alone and that you have great power and that you can bring so much to come to pass. Individually, I cannot bring down a government or make anybody, go do anything in particular. But I can share information and I can encourage us to be open and vulnerable with one another and encourage us to share our dreams and encourage us to connect to one another or spirit or nature in some way. And that connection has power. That intention of mine to uplift and to affect change has power. So even if I can't do it by myself, the 15 people that I get linked up and that have the same goal or the same vision, they can definitely do something. And those 15 people might inspire someone. So yeah, don't lose your individuality. That's not what that card's about. But knowing that you yourself are love and that you're powerful and that you're connected and supported, remember that. Now is a time to really dig in for inner strength, for inner resilience, for hope in ways that we did not think we would have to be looking for it. I don't think half of the world woke up, in February and thought to themselves, I think I'm going to start studying witchcraft, or I think I'm going to start talking to angels, or I think I'm just going to spend more time outside. But here we are. People probably didn't think they would be working on learning how to bake or sew more or, be doing drive-by birthday things either. But here we are. And we're making beautiful things happen. And we're coming together as a community or different little chunks of communities and stuff. And yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop before I get rambling. There's one last card and then I'm going to go. And that was the King of Fire. And in this deck, that pertains to wands. This one is amazing. I love it so much. Kings, of course, rule their suits. They know exactly what to do with that energy and win. And the suit of wands, or in this case, the suit of fire, has to do with masculine energy, but also with spirituality and ideas, and inspiration. The king watching over all of this says, or not says, but rather the feeling was that we are watched over, that we are being held during this time. The same way that the sacred feminine is coming in and helping us tear shit up and dig into ourselves and start to look at our intuition and dreams, the masculine energy is coming in to help us rebuild. And not that toxic masculine shit. Good, honest, genuine, healthy masculine energy. That divine masculine energy. So that king of fire, that king of wands, I think we are all very much being watched over. So however you tune into spirit, go ahead and do it. If it's angels, if it's gods and goddesses, if it's sacred geometry, if it's nothing. I don't know what the nothing is, but I don't know. There are various people out there who have their own practices of nothing, and I would like to respect that. But however you tune in, tune in. And if nothing else resonates, call on that king of fire. Call on the king of wands energy. If you have a tarot deck at home, get it out, grab that card, prop it up by a candle, and just ask that energy to be with you today and help guide you. It is very much there and available. So I hope that was helpful. And I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And thank you for hanging out with me and my bedhead in the morning. All right. Have a great day.